The perfect wholesaling real estate schedule. If you have ever thought, how should I start my day? That is probably the first reason why you are going to be broke in wholesaling real estate. I cannot stress this enough. If you get up in the morning and you tell yourself, what should I do today to get a wholesaling deal? You're cooked. You're done. You are pretty much doomed for failure in wholesaling real estate. That is the worst possible thing you could probably say in the morning because you're behind the eight ball. Everybody already knows what they're doing. Everyone that's successful already knows exactly what they need to be doing. And successful wholesalers already know what they need to do. People that are on their way to success know what to do. And if you were just sitting here saying, I wonder what I should do to get a deal, that's why you're failing. I see so many people say, I just can't get ahead, or how can I be successful like these guys? No, the most successful people in wholesaling already know what they got to do, and they just execute the plan. If you ever think of your favorite sports team, you think of your favorite, military formations or whatever, right? If you don't have a plan, this is a very famous quote, and I know I didn't invent it, Rick didn't make it, but it's one of my favorite quotes. It's, if you don't have a plan, that in itself is a plan to fail. And everyone loves watching Patrick Mahomes go throw touchdowns all day. And what do you think? He goes behind the scrimmage and say, okay, I'm gonna throw it to whoever I see and just go. No, there's planning, there's routes, there's weeks of preparation. In all this all coming together for that one throw to look so easy, so simple, so perfect. All of you LeBron Glazers love worshiping LeBron, but you never look at all the work he does to prepare for the game. Same thing happens in wholesaling real estate. Everyone, sees me make millions of dollars and they're like, oh, that's all great. It's the preparation, the planning that I do to get to that point. And so what I want to talk about specifically today is how you could start planning out pretty much your domination, your world domination plan of wholesaling real estate. So you could actually start having success, start making a ton of money in this business, and start having just really like money coming in consistently, right? And this is not a whole point to you video say you're a loser, you got to work hard, you got to just kill yourself every single day in marketing. That's not what today's video is about either. Today's video is all about going out here and actually just doing the work, but the right way, because 60% of the work in wholesaling is just showing up every day. But if you're showing up every single day and not doing the right stuff, it's not going to work, right? And so we talk so much on this channel and all the other Flip the Rick style channels, anything from me and Rick, that it's all about the right lists, the right channels, the right scripts, but we never talk about what your day should be looking like. And we do talk about in the free course and all this stuff, but not many live streams for this. And I think that's part of the equation that some people are missing for success. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill you pretty hard on what you need to be doing to become successful in wholesaling on a daily schedule, the perfect daily schedule for wholesaling. And I know this, I just want everyone to understand right here, right? And I truly do believe this is super, super, super important, that I believe we have this very toxic culture on YouTube of entrepreneurs. And, I'm just going to call it the guys, not the ladies. There's not many toxic lady entrepreneur people, but I'm not calling anyone out by name. I'm not doing that. But those whole people on the internet that say, oh, you got to get up at 3 a.m. You got to get a workout. You got to be jacked. And if you're not jacked, you're going to be a broke loser. Now, I'm very big into fitness. Obviously, I am world's sexiest wholesaler. Everyone knows this. But let me be honest with you. I know a lot of guys making $5, $6, $7 million a year that are super fat, super out of shape. And so I'm not going to say working out is going to be like, oh, that's going to make like that if you do not work out, you're going to be broke, guys. I do believe everyone should be working out and getting fit and stuff, but just FYI, the whole get up at 3 a.m. workout thing, guys, just shove that off. And this is also very controversial. I am big on working out and stuff. Your number one priority needs to be making money. And I've said this very, very, very clearly. If you're watching this and you're under the age of 25, your number one sole purpose in life, as long as you don't have a wife or kids or anything like that, should be making $1 million. That needs to be your sole purpose in life, because $1 million at 25 years old is the equivalent of $10 million by the age of 50 or 60. The time value of money, if you know how to invest it in rental property, holy moly, you are going to have a lot of success in life. And so what I'm telling you to do, and more specifically, is you need to just solely do work that's going to get you money and income. And there's a good way and a bad way to do this. And so what I want to kind of illustrate here is how you should be spending your time so you could actually start becoming very, very efficient. And so let's talk about exactly why you need to spend your time correctly and how to do it the right way. And so first and foremost, and this is never talked about in wholesaling real estate, but attention is currency. This is probably the most important lesson I can teach you about schedules and stuff like that, is the number one currency that we can make money and have success is attention. Attention is what it's all about. Now, you're going to be hearing people on the internet tell you that, and I'm not calling anyone out, but like you're going to see this from all these Facebook ads and YouTube ads, like, closing is the only thing you need to learn about. Attention, all that stuff sucks. Guys, from my experience and from teaching thousands of people to make millions of dollars in wholesaling, they all became successful by mastering attention, mastering that the eyeballs of making people actually go out here and look at your message and what you do. Now, if you can master this art, the closing part's easy because, I mean, you're just, hey, are you looking to sell the house? What price? And you go for the closing thing's pretty stupid. And I'll be honest with you. I can make anyone a decent closer. I can't make anyone decent at attention. And so attention is currency. What another definition is eyeballs equal money. If you can get people their eyeballs on your message, you will always become rich. You will always become successful. You'll always make money in this business. And this is the secret, in 2008, 2009, right? We look at Rick, like he got very, very wealthy in the recession because he was the master of attention, not at closing sellers. And so eyeballs are going to be there. And, everyone talks about dispo being the most important one. I mean, that's a joke. Like this is the most true statement, but like, a good deal will always find a good buyer. A good buyer will never find a bad deal. And so you got to know that the buyers are always going to be there. Like you're never really going to struggle on that end. And so I really wouldn't worry when it comes to that. And so eyeballs are money. And why I keep saying that is most of the time we're going to be spending on our schedule is just having people just looking at your message and really just trying to master attention. This is where we're really going to be focusing on here to have success. And so it's what we're going to do. All right. So first and foremost, more eyeballs, more money. We understand that. So that means 80% of our entire time, like our entire chunk, is going to go out here and look for attention. So if you go out here and we kind of look at a chart here of how we should be spending our time, right? If I have a nice little pie chart, how do I make this a little better? There we go. If we have a little pie chart, like I'm going to tell you right now that, 80% of, that was way too thick. There we go. That's a little better. 80% of all of our time that we're going to spend in wholesaling real estate is going to be just trying to get attention. This is just by far, if we're looking like a little pie chart of where we're spending our time in wholesaling, attention, 80% of our time. And so if we're working 10 hours a day, we are spending 8 hours just on this part. Like this is why it's so important to go out here, because once you get that attention, you're going to start getting wholesaling deals and start getting checks. And so 80% of our time needs to be going out here and finding attention, finding people that actually want to listen to our message, that actually want to receive a cash offer on their property. And so this is how we start our day. And so the thing about it is, right, like this attention part, right, it's about focusing on people that are wanting to sell their house. That is it. Okay. So sometimes we can also focus on people that are really good at getting attention. This is going to be joint venturing or JVing. I know people that run an entire JV operation where literally their sole goal in life is to find people who lock up deals and then they sell those deals to basically cash buyers. So they find wholesalers, they do JVs, and they send to cash buyers. They're just good at finding people who are good at attention. And so this is how we can actually start really getting deals, because marketing is attention. This is where the majority of our daily schedule is. Now, it could be really sexy for me to tell you, just closing and follow up CRM systems and all that. If you're broke, like none of that stuff matters. And if we're not doing at least a deal a month, like nothing else matters. We got to get a deal a month and then we can start going the other fancy, cute stuff. But it's all about eyeballs. It's all about people knowing that you're looking to give them a cash offer. And that is what we're spending most of our time. So remember, 80-20, 80% pretty much marketing and 20% the rest. And so I like to look at it kind of roughly on an 80-10-10 split. So let's kind of break down the perfect wholesaling daily schedule. Again, I'm calling it wow, I can't draw today. An 80, 10, 10 split. Okay. So marketing is going to be kind of, right here. I would say 10% here is just going to be on follow-up acquisitions. And then 10% is just going to be on dispo and finding cash buyers. So this is where I would say that everyone should be spending their time. So for roughly every 10 hours, 8 hours that's going marketing, 10 on follow-up, and 10 on dispo. This is how we got to do it. And this is just basically how we can do it. So if we are doing, 10 hours, we're going to do 8 for marketing, right? We're going to do 1 for follow-ups and then 1 for dispo. So I really don't care how you schedule it. I mean, if I were you, this is how I would schedule the day. And so let's kind of go over the tale of 3 types of wholesalers. And there's roughly 3 types, right? I would say if we talk about the 3 types of wholesalers I've seen out here. Number 1, there is kind of the part-time broke. So you're part-time, you got no money, right? Part-time, $0 budget. Then we have the part-time higher budget, right? You're actually have like a good job and you can invest some money in tools, right? You got a job, job. And then you kind of have the full-time wholesaler looking to go all in, right? So how do we define part-time? It's really up to you. I think part-time should be at least 20 hours a week in this business. And I think once you can start doing that, you can actually start having a lot of success on here. So let's kind of see exactly where we're got to be at here. So if I'm looking at a daily schedule, honestly, you're probably going to have to start on, let's try part 1, right? We got no money. We're part-time, so we can put around 20 hours. So if we have 20 hours in the week, I would say a nice breakdown we're going to find on this, right? So if you do an 80% rule, right? So if we're spending 20 hours, we got to put around it comes out to around 16. So 16 hours a week should be spent towards any type of marketing, right? So this means if we break it down, how many days a week do we got? I'm assuming 6 days. So if we divide 16 by 6, we got about 2.5 hours per day part-time on marketing, which I think is plenty to start going out here and getting a deal. So 2.5 hours, I don't think I'm even asking for much here, but if we can hit 2.5 hours a day, we could start having success. Now, this is when I get kind of into the variable part of pretty much any marketing system. So again, I like kind of bringing people on and just kind of getting their individual situations because everybody's situation is a little different. What I would tell you is if I had 2.5 hours, that's all I had during the day, I would most likely spend around 2 hours a day. And this is just not a joke. 2 hours a day. And I would just drive for dollars and reverse drive for dollars. That's just me. I know what's the best return on time, the best return on investment. By far, if I had 2 hours trying for dollars, reverse trying for dollars, and then I would do 30 minutes a day of just calling. And if I look at 30 minutes of calling, that's probably going to be at least 30 calls. If I'm fast and efficient, that's about 30 calls. So if I do 30 calls per day, 30 times 30, that's about 900. You're roughly about 1,000 calls a month. I think that's a pretty good, especially as a starter part-time, it's a pretty good dang system. Now, if you're virtually wholesaling, you could probably flip this and do 2 hours of calling and then 30 minutes maybe of SMS. That's kind of how I would kind of look at it. And so if I'm going to go do virtual wholesaling, which will make it red for virtual wholesaling, why not? I would probably just do 2 hours of calling and I would do 30 minutes a day of just SMS. So that should lead you 2 hours, maybe 90 to 100 calls. I mean, I would like to do at least 100 calls a day as a KPI. It's about 3,000 calls a month. I mean, guys, I'm swinging to the fences to get a deal. Here's the thing. I'm swinging to get a deal. And if I want the fast, and here's the thing nobody really wants to talk about, right? Everybody looks at wholesaling real estate as this terrible, sucky grind, especially when you have no money. And, we got even people like Brittany says, what if I can't call? Brittany, are you deaf? Are you mute? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. And I'm not like, if you have a disability, like I can help you out. But like, Brittany, like my question is, do you legitimately have a disability? And if you don't, that's a slap in the face to everybody that has a disability that physically can't cold call. Like, Brittany, do you have a thick accent? Like, I generally want to know why you can't cold call. And I get people a lot that have this kind of thought. And I'm not calling you out, Brittany. I'm just genuinely curious because I get people that tell me all the time that they can't call, they don't want to call. And my question is, why don't you? And then the answer usually is, well, that's a lot of work. Well, it's a lot of work. I'm like, well, let's compare. Let's compare what is a lot of work. A full-time job, and I said this last Tuesday, but Thursday, a full-time job is way more difficult. So Brittany says, I'm in calls for work. So Brittany, when you get off for work, why don't you call? Unless, Brittany, you work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I'm just being honest. And the reason I'm telling you this, Brittany, is if, we got people in federal prison who can cold call, I don't really see the issue here. I mean, I was spending 8 hours a day talking to people, at the grocery store, and I was a bag boy, and I was fine calling after, right? Actually, no, I wasn't calling. I got after calling. No, I was actually doing bandit signs back then on my first year. I started calling technically as a bag boy, but it was blurred lines. But no, I mean, if you're doing calls for work, I don't really see the issue calling after work. Here's the thing, Brittany, and here's the thing I'm trying to kind of convey to everybody. It seems like in wholesaling that like you have this like 30-year prison sentence, right? Where it's like, this is like, let's do year 0 to year 5. You feel like the amount of calls you have to make is like constantly going up, and it just sucks and sucks and sucks. When, if you look at a timeline of your wholesaling, if you can actually start becoming successful, it is never, ever, ever like this. That's not the truth about cold calling. The truth about cold calling is you make a ton of calls your first year. Then you make about 50 grand, and then you hire cold callers, and then they do basically all the work. So year 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So this is a timeline of the amount of calls that you make. I can't really do on the other end, but your first year, you're making the most calls. But if you can just get like 3 or 4 deals, you can hire VAs, you can hire marketing systems, you can hire people going out here and doing all the work for you. But the coolest part, once you just make like, the main point I'm trying to reach out, and I'm trying to reach this out to Brittany, is I know it seems like you're handcuffed, you're just forced in this cold calling prison, but all I'm asking you to do is just get 2 or 3 deals. That's like 50, 60, 70 grand. Then you go buy X leads. You can hire VAs. You can just have them cold call for you. That is it. All right. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And so if you're struggling out here, and Brittany, I would love to know what your daily schedule looks like. And this is why we individually want to help people out, because I got people that work 2 to 11, and I'm like, okay, well, just cold call in the mornings. And then I got people that say, oh, I work night shifts. I'm like, well, then get up early and do it, right? It's crazy, right? I know Brittany says Florida is late when I get off. So Brittany, let me know the time you work. Like, give me specific time. So if you get off while it's late, I don't know what time late is. I'm assuming if you work, I don't know, 8 to 8, that'd be the most brutal schedule is my guess, 8 to 8. So if you work 8 to 8, then that means you can, at least 8 to 9, you can make some texts, you can do digital bandit signs. And then I'm assuming if you work 8 to 8, that's 12 hours. That's 4 days you work. That means you have 3 days to call, right? Unless you're working 100 hours a week. I mean, so I have to meet metric 120 minutes per day. I have to meet a metric of, can somebody translate this for me? What's meet metric 110, like meet metric 120 minutes a day. I don't know what meet metric is, but I'm literally in the car calling to meet metric for work, taking my kid to tutoring. Brittany, I really don't understand this, because if you're in the car for your kid at tutoring, then you can just call in the car. I need some translation here. Please let me know. But if you work 40 hours a week, I mean, there's plenty of time after a call. And the coolest part is you're calling people and they're not, really working. But the thing is this whole like handcuff to cold calling thing is such a fallacy, because the first year you got to, but once you can produce like 50 grand, You put that into marketing systems, that $50,000, and you're never going to call more than like 30 minutes to an hour a day. That's the coolest part about it is you just got to get to that deal 1 and 2 and 3. And then once you hit deal 3, then you have to pay. And here's the thing, right? I'm known as the guy that will teach you for free. I have all these great marketing systems. The reason why I teach you guys to wholesale for free is because you're broke, right? I want to help anyone that's broke. But once you get that first deal or second deal, you need to put that into systems. That's why I literally made X Leads. So you can go out here and use a triple line dialer. So you can go out and hire VAs. So you can have them do the work for you. And then when they're all calling, then you can go out here and do better income producing activities. But the problem is you're not meant to cold call 6 hours a day for the rest of your life. Now, everyone knows about, I always say this, but I used to cold call 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a year straight. That was only for a year straight. I was making so much money that I was able to hire VAs after that, so I didn't have to do it. The goal of cold calling is not to always be calling. The point of cold calling is so you can stop cold calling. It is like, trying to get that promotion. You got to do the thing that sucks to get that promotion. But I truly believe a lot of people think it's like, oh, I have to do this forever. It's not. At most a year. You just got to get some deals. And so the point is your first deal, make 50, 60 grand. I mean, I want you to make 100 grand, 200 grand, and then you can hire systems to go out here and do it, right? And so the goal here, again, if I can make a little chart, and then we're going to do the whole daily schedule, but you want year one, you want to make like 100 grand your first year. You want to give at least 50 grand back into marketing systems, which I think is going to be really good. And then year two, you have all these marketing systems. You do way more attention with the marketing, right? You get an ROI. Then you start making 250 grand a year. And then by year 3, you're making 350 a year. But here's the thing. Right here, you're working like 80 hours a week. Year 2, you're working 40. Year 3, you're working 20 hours a week. There's a method to my madness when I teach wholesaling real estate, and especially when I teach marketing. I just think so many people think you just have to grind and kill yourself. You kill yourself maybe for like a couple months to a year. But the main goal of this is not to like make your life suffer or make your life like terrible. Like that's not why I teach wholesaling real estate. That's why I don't kind of show this stuff too much. Like some of y'all are really trying to kill yourselves here. It drives me crazy. I am not here to make you like hate your life. I'm just here to show you how to wholesale houses, guys. And so let's go out here and show a daily schedule. The point here is I believe calling is the best one. Most people don't want to call because it's hard work, and literally hard work is the actual reason. And it's a sacrifice for a short term for a long-term gain. And, a lot of young people don't want to deal with it. And so we got to go make out here and make it happen, right? We got literally people from Lesotho, the hardest parts, right? I got people from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I got people in South Sudan cold calling. I got people everywhere around the whole world, right? And you're telling me that wholesaling is tough and terrible for you in America. I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't hear anyone's excuse about how tough in America it is to wholesale real estate. We got people around the world in the worst situations possible. Okay. It's absolutely insane. Okay. So Brittany says, I work remote, but I'm calling patients, but I need to call 120 minutes a day, then charting. But if I don't meet 100, I'm working until 6. So I'm done. I'm working until 6. So why don't you just work till 6 p.m., Brittany? Meet your requirements. Why don't you just work hard, be done by 6, and then you can call from 6 to 8 or call from 8 to 10. I don't really care. But I don't really even understand. I need to call 120 minutes a day, then charting. So just work till 6. If your work's till 6, then work till 6. And 6 to 8, 6 to 9 is a perfect time for cold calling. There we go. Okay, so let's break this down. So if I was, Brittany in this situation, let's actually go over her schedule. Again, I'm doing this out of all love and support for everyone, right? And let me know what your schedules are, because I would love to individually tailor it to you, because everybody in wholesaling is so different. That's the thing. Everyone has all these different life, right? We got the 18-year-old kids in high school. We got college kids. We got kids with, we got kids with kids, honestly. We got 19 teenagers with kids, right? We got 40-year-olds who are married with 4 kids. We got pregnant moms. We got single dads. We got all these type of people all over the world, right? So we got all these different schedules, right? But if I'm a 9 to 5 person, which honestly 9 to 5 is like 9 to 6 p.m. Let me make this a little thinner. Let's go over what a 9 to 6 job looks like. And so what I would probably say is you got 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10, and 11. All right. So I'm assuming we want to get some good sleep here. So what I would probably say with everybody's schedule, you get up at like 8 a.m., you go to bed at 11. Honestly, I'd probably go to bed at 11, get up at 7. But like, I mean, everyone's schedule is obviously different. But let's say you work like a regular American job. Okay. So 8 a.m. till like, let's say 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Like you're working, let's say 6, you work till like 6. Okay. 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. Let's call 6 is over, right? So obviously I'm just assuming you have a job. You got to prepare for the job, whatever you do, right? So respect the grind. I respect everyone doing that, right? So you're busy most of that day, right? Getting up, all that stuff. Okay. So that means we basically have 3 awesome hours to go cold call. I would spend these 3 hours for basically calling. That's what I would do. If this was my life, this is my schedule, I spend at least 3 hours of that time cold calling. The reason I do that is the weekends is for drawing for dollars. That's where I'd be really grinding the drawing for dollars. I really wouldn't even be doing it here. People call you back. I mean, I would probably, if you have a lunch break right here, if I have a lunch break, I would be doing my follow-ups. I'd be calling my leads from 12 to 1. That's what I'd be doing if you can do it. Now, I'm going to give you another controversial statement, and I'm just going to tell you how I live my life. You can live your life a little differently. I'm not a medical person at all, so don't tell me, like, I'm not going to get into this whole foo-foo medical stuff. But I'll be honest with you. I learned pretty dang quick with my schedule how busy I was, and I was having a situation where I had too many leads when I was like 18, 19 years old. And so I chose, sometimes I'd leave the house at like 7 a.m. and I'd come home at 6 p.m. and all I did was appointments for the day. And I found out that some appointments ran a little longer. And my number one priority was making money. So I just skipped eating lunch. Now I know this sounds crazy and people are going to like lambaste me in the comments here. But if you're a guy and you're relatively want to be healthy, I think intermittent fasting is a very powerful idea. And the reason I say that is not for health, but for money-making purposes. I found out if I just skipped lunch and I just kept working through the time, I never got like, I'm crazy. I'm the type of guy who just work through everything. Like I don't get tired or hungry. Intermittent fasting, your body gets used to it pretty quick. If you're a guy, I think with women, I've talked to some medical people. With women, it messes up your hormones or something. So I probably wouldn't do it if you're a gal. But if you're a guy, like I would really, really consider looking into intermittent fasting. You won't die. Your brain's pretty dang clear and you get an extra hour. And so that means if you're a guy, you do intermittent fasting. I used to do this when I worked at a grocery store. I would just, my lunch break, I wouldn't even eat, right? I would get some water and I would just follow up in the car. And this was one of the best things I could possibly do. Now, I've been intermittent fasting for a long time. The reason why I learned to do that was because I'd rather sleep and nap than eat because I just eat dinner, like one big dinner, right? So I would just go out here and sleep. That's what I'd be. Okay. So I'd spend at least an hour following up. Now you can go snack on something. I mean, if you're a lunch guy, take 20 minutes to eat a lunch. Just have it all prepared the night before. Just go, rah, 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 eat it, and then go call your leads. It's really depending if you want to do it. Just like grab something to eat real quick and go crazy, guys. Don't go do a crazy lunch. But what you need to be doing here is at least an hour if you have a 9-to-5 job. Spend that on the follow-ups. Okay. That's how you do it. It's absolutely insane to me to go out here and find people that like, oh my gosh, right? How do I go out here and have success? And I'd spend at least 3 hours cold calling, right? So if you can go 7 to 9, that'd be great. But you calling 7 to 8, 1, 2. So that's about 2 hours. You can extend it to 10 if you want. You can cold call 12 to 1 too. It really depends. But from 7 to 9, this would be my calling hours. And then from here, I would spend this hour networking. And then I'd spend like 11 to 10 networking, and then pretty much 11 to like 11:30. It really depends. I would just prep for the day again, have everything prepared, get ready to go. And that's why I'd be working 9 to 5. The reason is you get your calls in, you get your networking in. I mean, I would probably even try to scratch networking if you can. Maybe if you want to skip trace. If you have no money, you got to put True People Search time in there, get some phone numbers, just going out here and getting it. That's probably be doing. And then once I have the weekend prepared, this is when I'm really grinding it out, right? I mean, I would say like Friday evening, right? I would just be staying up late and I would be skip tracing on True People Search. I go to truepeoplesearch.com, get your phone numbers. And then really from, I hate to say it, but like I probably say 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I would drive for dollars and I would reverse drive for dollars. I know that sounds crazy, dude, but like if you're broke, you got not much money, it's going to be hands down the only thing that's going to keep your mental sanity. And the reason I say that is I love cold calling, but cold calling every day, day after day after day, it takes a toll on you sometimes. And it's a toll that's worth it, but it is just a little more relaxing. Just put some headphones in and just go out here and drive for dollars, reverse drive for dollars. Like your life is a lot easier and way more simple doing that. And so that's probably what I do. You get a deal way faster. And then I would probably take about 4 to 7. I know that sounds nuts, but I would actually do some more calling here. And that's how I'd end the day. And maybe like 7 to like 9, I would do a little bit of networking here and there. There's a lot of chats we have on Saturdays. I would network and I'd repeat the same thing probably on Sunday. So I do Saturday and Sunday doing that. That is going to be there you go. That is by far going to be the best schedule for a 9 to 5 job. Now, if you're somebody who has a part-time job and you had some money, what I would probably do is let's do this 8. Honestly, we can make this pretty simple. I would do 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. is like your 9 to 5 job, right? So like your job, I'd do about 12 to 1 p.m. on your lunch break. That would be your follow-ups. Again, 1 to 5 p.m. I would say you go out here and you got your job. And then really, honestly, from 5 to about, I do about 5 to 9 p.m. I would probably go out here and do SMS blasting. Plus, I would cold call on a triple line dialer. That's going to be your best thing to do. So I would definitely, obviously, I'd go out here and obviously there's no surprise here. I tell you, just go to X Leads because we got pretty much everything for like $97 a month for now. Who knows where it's going to be at? But I'll go to X Leads. I'll just pull that, get the list. I'll get the skip tracing. I'll get the dialing, and I'd start using our SMS system. Now, it really depends on your budget, but if you sent about 10,000 texts this month, which I think is not terrible, that'll be about $87. So you'll probably, with the system, be around $200 a month, which I don't think is too crazy. But to send 10,000 texts, cold call and triple line dialer, I don't think it's a bad idea. And you're not going to struggle with this, right? And so many wholesalers, they struggle so hard on this. It's really not that difficult. Like I would just text blast like crazy, and I'd probably call until about 9 p.m. That's when TCPA law kind of goes into effect. But to a point, is wholesaling part of TCPA? Again, no, but I still don't want to get in the holy galleries of that. But 5 to 9, SMS and triple line dialer. Now, I'd be doing that all day, every day, and then I'd drive for dollars on the weekends. That would be like my full-time job, like wholesaling schedule. I'd definitely get X Leads for that, and you go from there. Now, the real question here is, what do you do on a full-time schedule? Now, a full-time schedule is just way easier. Like, I've said this before, and I will continue to keep saying this until people just start getting absolutely like angry with me. And I always love saying that, but like a full-time wholesaling job is so much easier than any regular job out here. Calling like people, customer service, like that. Those are tough, difficult jobs. A wholesaling job is way easier. It's like you're getting up basically doing nothing. That's the way I look at it. So let's look at a wholesaling job. If you work a job in wholesaling, this one's even easier. Okay, we could start working at 7, honestly. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So I would say 7 to 9 a.m. This is great for drawing for dollars. Again, most leads aren't ready to be called by 7 to 9. The sun's usually up by 7. So go out here, drive for dollars, reverse drive for dollars. I'd start the day off by doing that, putting those sticky notes out, getting going. 10 to 12, I would be actually doing some dispo. I'd actually be trying to find cash buyers. Again, morning's not the best time to go cold call and market. And then 12 to 2, I'd be doing my lead follow-ups. And then 2 to 7, this would be my calls, my calling, and SMS blasting time with the leads. And then really, like, you can kind of extend this another couple hours, but you don't really need to. I mean, you go 7 to 9, you can just probably follow up with some more leads. It's a little late. So, I mean, you can just probably just eat. I mean, just go eat some dinner. I mean, you're getting so much work done. Like, what's the point? It's so funny to me. But like, yeah, that's how I'd be really, it's just not that complicated. And then I would do like 9 to 10. I would just network with people inside of ZachDiscord.com and freewholesaling.com. And that's just the perfect full-time wholesaling, especially when you're going solo. And you could just repeat this whole schedule until you're making about 300 grand a year. It's really not that hard. And when I say follow-up, that can also be your appointments if you physically going on appointments to see like sellers or walkthroughs for cash buyers. But this is really not a complicated process. Like, you market, you try to find some cash buyers, you follow up, you get your leads, you close sellers, you eat, you network, you repeat from there. When you network, you get JV deals. So that's another awesome thing you can be doing. But you just go back and forth here, you're going to do a lot better. Now, part of this whole schedule, again, 2 to 7 p.m. by far, if you're looking for cold calling times, the golden hours are 2 to 7, and then 5 to 7 is like the best time. Like, that's the best time to call. This is just general. Like, if you can generally like have some hours for calling, 2 to 7 is the best. But 5 to 7 is where you're gonna have the best response rates, answer rates, stuff like that. I would do some drips inside of Ninja mode. That's just where I prefer, because you can just pull it inside of X Leads Ninja mode and just start blasting out SMS messages. That's really, really awesome. I think most wholesalers, that's what they love doing, because all they have to do is just click a button and it'll send thousands out compliantly, legally, which is really awesome. And that's how I'd start wholesaling. I mean, I wish I could complicate this. I wish I could tell you there's these crazy systems out here, but you just got to spend most of your time finding attention and getting people who want to sell the property. Put them in the Ninja Mode CRM, and then just keep hammering them follow-ups, and you're going to start getting some wholesale deals. It's really simple. Like, this business, it gets easier and easier every year, because the follow-ups, the systems, the software get better. But this method would have worked 3 years ago, 4 years, 5 years. Like, you're just spending every waking possible moment trying to find motivated sellers. Now, what type of list? Again, government lists are obviously going to be my favorite. I'm a massive, massive fan of digital bandit signs, email offer generating system, right? So you can do that like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I mean, if you can find the time, I would highly recommend this too. But let's see. I'd probably go out here and, what is it, 9 p.m. right now? I mean, at 9 p.m., you can just do the EOG system at night, and then digital bandit signs. These can be like your night owl activities. There you go, your night owl activities. And you'll be good. I mean, if you're an early bird, you can go here and do it in the morning, right? Really depends on what you want to do. But just to understand that, I always say cold call by day, email blast, and digital bandit signs by night. And that's the real secret to start getting wholesaling real estate deals and the schedule for success. And if you could just show up and do this every single day without giving up or quitting, and just know every single time you're doing it, you're getting closer to getting employees to go do it for you in a business, and you start running a business where you're not doing everything by yourself, you start having success. But this business is just so simple. You just got to repeat it. Sometimes it's not fun for most people. If you show up every single day, you will have success. And so what I want to do right now is I want to look at your guys' in the comments. I want to see what your marketing schedules are looking like, and really kind of look at what your schedule is for wholesaling real estate in 2025. But marketing is more important than anything else, and we can go from there. And so I also recommend you network. Again, our Discord is the best. If you go to zachdiscord.com, network with tens of thousands of successful wholesalers, you'll have success there. And obviously, my free real estate wholesaling community, we got plenty of successful people in there you can talk with. That's really cool. Go to freewholesaling.com. It's all in there. So let's go out here and see what everyone's schedule is looking like. Abdu says, how can I join the Discord? ZachDiscord.com. It's absolutely for free. You're good to go. Boom. So Legacy Realty Team, what's up, man? Full-time, Zach, what do you think about Lehigh Acres? Lehigh Acres, nah, bro. Lehigh Acres is not going to be a decent wholesaling market. I mean, I don't know why you're even thinking of that. I mean, dude, I just consider that Fort Myers. I'm not a big fan of Southwest Florida, at all. You're going to have better time going virtual than anything else. That hurricane still kind of messed up the whole area. Yeah, I'm going to say that's a no for me, dog. So I'd virtually wholesale right there. So Matt says, I just joined the live. What did I miss? So we went over exactly how to make the perfect wholesaling schedule. So kind of looking at you, right? If you're a plumber and you work till, I'm guessing 9 to 6. So we just kind of talked about, a good schedule for that. I would call 6 to 8, 6 to 9, and I would call and text for a couple hours. And then I would email blast and digital band signs by night. I would find at least an hour to follow up with your leads, and I would drive for dollars like crazy on the weekends. Now, if you can't virtually, so if you're virtual wholesaling, right, I would definitely go out here and just cold call and text just more on the weekends and go out here and get some deals. So Jonathan Martinez, 1 to 12. Are you working 1 to 12 Monday through Friday? Or are you working on the weekends? I mean, let me know. 12 a.m. So you got to give me your full schedule, man. Let's see here. I work Friday through Monday. So you're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you have 3 days off. That's perfect. It's plenty of time to go all in on the marketing. Let's see here. No, time zones still affect it. Kyle says, what's the advantage of Ninja Mode on X Leads? I just purchased it today. So Kyle, Ninja Mode on X Leads, you got an email. It's included with all the accounts. It's basically our dialer. It's our CRM. It does e-signing. So most people have to pay $40 a month for e-signing. You can use a triple line dialer. Number one, the CRM portion is the best part about Ninja Mode. The dialer is really great. The SMS is awesome. The e-signing is great. The automations. That's kind of the main point of it. Now, there's some other stuff we're coming out with in the next month, so it'll be pretty cool. Yeah. All right, let's see here. I agree. Most people do. Again, I'm not trying to make this an X Leads commercial. Everyone knows X Leads is the best software. Okay, I know everyone in here is using X Leads, so I want to answer X Leads questions. We have the X Leads YouTube channel, which we want to do that, but I want to get in more of people's schedules and stuff like that. Because the point is, I need you to get your first 50 grand, then you go buy X Leads. All right. So let's see here. You're in Florida and it's 9 p.m. You can call out west. Yes, to a point. I still prefer you locally wholesale. And I think networking still would be a little better than cold calling out west. You could choose a virtual market out west. I think Oklahoma is my favorite virtual market out west right now. I love Fresno, California too. Shout out to Isaiah out there. He's cool too. Lucas, tell me about my monthly budget ROI. Your monthly budget ROI is very good. Could have easily had a full-time job. You could. Let people know. You can publicly tell people. I don't care. Holy moly. Zach, would you call till 9? Dude, if you're broke, what are you going to do? Watch Squid Game or cold call? One's going to actually make you money. One's just going to hit some dopamine in your brain. You do nothing all day. So go do it. Squid Game's a great show, by the way, too. So, yeah. Julius says, how often do you do Zillow for sale by owners? Julius, you ask a lot of questions, and I know you take action, so I'm going to answer this. If you're going out here and calling FSBOs, you're probably, if you're locally doing your own market, at most, you probably have, oh man, you probably at best have like 2 hours a week. And then you have no, like you called all the FSBOs for the week. If you're only doing your own like area and vicinity. Because remember, I do FSBOs over 100 days old and offering them a certain percentage. So that's going to get very, very difficult. Haven't watched a full movie in 4 years. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't know if you're a guy or a gal, right? The whole grind till you like you die thing's cool and all, but the point is you're not supposed to grind. Like the whole point of wholesaling is not to kill yourself for like ever. The point of wholesaling is so like you grind for like a year or two, but like, you just shouldn't go 4 years of a grind. Like it shouldn't be that bad. And you're doing something wrong. The grind should be like a year or two at most. Then you start having systems where you can actually start doing it. Thanks, y'all. I've been following you forever. Since the job, it was hard to adjust my schedule since they're monitoring my calls. I made one land wholesale deal. My schedule is different. So, Brittany, I'd love to know why you can't just work till 6, because working till 6 is going to be best for you. But yeah, if you ever sold cars, you grabbed the buy sandwich, kept going. That's exactly what you got to do. Let's see here. Let's see. What's a good email offer setup to send a realtor? I mean, I wouldn't send any realtors anything. I mean, I wouldn't be wholesaling on a market. Let's see. Shout out to Abdu. Just closed my first deal a couple days ago. There we go. Woo! My guy. There we go. All right, let's see here. They don't know me, son. Oh my gosh. There we go. G Sauce says, how many calls would it take to get my first deal? It says 100 calls per day. I mean, as much as it takes. Ugh. I mean, if that was, you want me to say, oh, it just as much as it takes. It's all straight up with you, man. You're probably going to have to call at least 1,000, 2,000 calls before you get a deal. That might be 15, 20 days. But if you want to do the math here, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, I mean, 2,000 calls to get a deal. That sucks, dude. I hate that. It's like, okay, 2,000 calls. If you do 50 calls per hour, how many hours is that going to take you? Okay. It's about 40 hours. 40 hours. So that means 40 hours to make 20 grand. That comes out to $500 an hour. I mean, are you complaining at making $500 an hour? Like my question for you, are you complaining about making $500 an hour? Like, does that suck? Am I like the devil for telling you guys to do this? Like, I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good ROI. So I would have zero complaints about doing that, man. If you make me 20, like, I mean, you're doing 4 deals a month at that, right? But the problem is most people don't look at wholesaling like that. They want to look at wholesaling like it sucks. It's this crazy grind. Oh my gosh. Oh, wah. Like, that's all it takes. It's not that hard. And you'll start having success. There we go. All right, guys, you want to hop on and talk to me absolutely for free? I love doing these one-on-ones. Here is a link for everybody. Here's my streamer link. You want to hop on and talk to me, and we'll break it all down. So, Julius, back on.
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I just had a question about KPIs. So I got code violations and government lists. I'm just wondering how you're keeping track of your KPIs doing that, because with Ninja mode, I know with the auto dialer, it automatically keeps track of like no answer, voicemail, and it keeps track of that stuff. Do I just like put it on a spreadsheet, just track it manually for those KPIs for those government
So I'm
lists?
guessing do you have Ninja mode or not? And there's no
I do have Ninja mode, yeah.
Okay, I mean, it should automatically go in the call stats.
Even if it's a government list, are you saying like I pull the government list, put them into X leads?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
point.
I didn't know you could do that.
Okay, let me show you. Dude, you're supposed to do that. You know why? because you're supposed to filter out the on-market properties in there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever walked across a bed of nails. That's what it feels like to wholesale on-market properties. So I don't want you to deal with that. So you just go here, show you right, and I promise not to make this the next leads infomercial. So I'm gonna do this quick. Just go to property leads, upload your CSV of your government lists, and then once that list is popped in there, which I'll show you really quick. Once you just upload a list in there, I think I have a government list I was pulling the other day. Right here we go. Here's a simple list I just uploaded. Oh, wait. Oh, jeez. That was the raw file. Dude, come on. And I'll do it later, whatever. But basically, you go out here and you pop the list up, and then you just go to filters and just make sure you just filter out any properties that are on market. Listing status, again,
Okay.
off market, boom. And then you'll be good to go pretty much on that end. And then you export the data, get their phone numbers, put it in Ninja mode, then call them.
Yeah, because the issue I have is those lists that I have only contain the addresses, no numbers or anything like that. So you're saying it'll just find the numbers for me?
That's what XLeets does, dude.
Okay.
Dude, how many? Okay, Julius, you're actually driving me crazy. I'm not mad. Like, how many one-on-ones have we done, man? You should know this. I can't believe you bought XCs and didn't know that. That's crazy, dude.
All right, I gotta.
They'll skip trace for you, man. You get 15,000 a month, man.
Thank you.
And how many code violation? How many government lists do you have right now?
Just the code violations for now. Probably
Okay.
like 500 on that list.
We've talked so much, dude. You need to start having some success. And so, okay, pull your government list, import into XLeets, get skip trace, then start calling. Do you have your calling system already all set up?
Yeah. Should be set up.
What do you mean should be set up? We're all set there?
Yeah, I've auto dialed before, but it was through like the paid list. So
okay, do it through the government list and then track your stats individually too if you want. So you can even just track how many pickups you have and how many calls you've made. That's not bad either. I mean, the easiest way, because I'm lazy sometimes, is I'll just call government list only for the day if you want to track it, and then just figure out how many calls, how many pickups for the day.
Okay, cool.
And then check out your stats. How many calls are you? What's your goal for calls per day?
100 per day.
Love it. I mean, let me hear. What's your schedule?
Well, I'm unemployed. I got all day. I got 8 a.m. to like 9 p.m.
So we're gonna make that 400 to 500 a day. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you're playing rookie numbers, man. Unemployed? Well, we're gonna go 400 to 500 numbers. Okay.
Sounds good.
Whoa. Okay, I don't think you understand this. Next time I talk to you, you need to show me. Like, if you hop on for Thursday to talk to me, I need to see proof that you're calling 500 a day. And here's the best part: I own XLead, so I can go in your account and see how many calls you're making. I'm not going to say I'm going to do that, but I'm going to probably do that. So next time you talk to me, I just let you know I'm going to look at your stats, and not because I'm mean and I hate you, because I actually know it's going to be best for you. And you can't really lie on ninja mode, man. You can't hack the system to pretend to call more than you really are. You need to actually make the calls, man. If you are seriously unemployed, the best thing out of love I can do for you is force you to make 500 calls a day.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's get to work, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it, dude.
All right.
Repeat. No. Repeat back to me what you got to do.
Make 500 calls per day. Yeah. And then you go on my XLeads.
I'm not going to go in there. I'm just going to make you show me. And what's a good contact rate?
Probably like 10%. I'm not too sure.
Okay, you want to be 15, 20. That's not bad. Do you know roughly on the single line auto dialer for you, how many calls it per hour you can do?
No, I don't really know.
Okay, we need to start tracking that just so we can roughly see. I mean, you just got to, does it take me 3 hours to make 100 calls? Then that's just what we got to figure out from there. So just do some more stats, do some more digging, but 500 a day, man. Okay. That's not a suggestion. That's a requirement.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. See you there, man.
Later.
There we go. Alex.
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to meet you. I would just
Nice to
wanted
meet
to
you, man.
ask for help because like my main marketing source is just door knocking, driving for dollar leads. And I got one deal doing that, but it was a JV. I networked with like an investor. I had knocked on his door and I got connected through his workers through him. And he helped me with like some other deals because like I was like struggling like on the closing. So he helped me close and I just closed my first deal. But I want to ask for your help because like for door knocking, the thing I'm like door knocking the doors, but I'm not like really submitting offers. And I know like you say in your videos, like if you're not making offers, you're not making money. And I know that to be most definitely true.
Okay. So let's break this down. So congrats on that deal. How much was that deal, man?
It was 12,000, but it was a 70-30 split. So the guy partnering with me 28.
He took 70%.
Yeah.
Alex, why would you take that?
Honestly, it's because I've been watching your videos since like 2024 of like February, and it took me like a whole year to like close my first deal. And like I just wanted to really honestly just close my
Was
first
that a
deal.
guy in our Discord?
No, it's he's an investor up here. I'm in the California market, so he like does fix and flips and stuff like that.
Dude, that's not even a JV. That's just a robbery. But okay. All right, man.
I know that's why I'm here. That's why I'm like I need to
Dude,
bite the bullet and
dude,
just ask for help.
Alex, I'll do this for free. I will hook you up with somebody I know, and I will guarantee they'll give you 50-50. But dude, honestly, whatever. Like whatever. Please don't do that again, man. That hurts. That hurts, dude. I'm probably gonna shed a tear tonight before I go to bed. I'll probably do a prayer for Alex, man. That's rough, dude. Okay. Guys, just FYI, let Alex listen. Do not accept 70-30, 50-50. Know your worth.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be treated
Most
like
definitely.
trash. Okay.
Mhm.
So
heard-
where in West Coast are you at?
I'm over here in San Bernardino.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. I love
County.
San Bernardino.
Yeah.
All right. I just went to San Jacinto. That thing was
San.
awesome, dude.
Okay,
Like,
is that by the coast?
no, it's the big mountain they got over there.
Oh, is that I don't Sam Big Bear or like I don't know. To be honest,
What's the mountain called?
Mount Sac maybe I don't know.
Mount San Jacinto? Jacint. It's got to be in San Bernardino. Oh, that's a little farther. Never mind. That's by Hemet. Never mind. All
Okay.
right. No, that was sick. Yeah, San Jacinto. That thing was so cool. Okay, so basically, if you're in San Bernardino, man, I mean, Drawing for Dollars is gonna be your best bet. Government lists. It's a tougher, very extremely saturated market, but you still get deals. That JV deal. How did you get that deal under contract?
So it was a divorce. So I door knocked the lady's door, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking to sell." And then I was just talking with her, and I was just listening to her because it was a divorce. So her ex husband, he didn't even live in that house, but it's kind of crazy because he lived like around the block. So he was living like with another girl, but they were like elderly, like they were already old, like in their 60s or almost 70s, and he had not seen the property. He had not been living there for like I think like 2-3 years, and the property did need a lot of work.
Mhm.
So like I gave an offer, and the rookie mistake, like I gave him too much. Like I thought the house was worth 400 ARV when it was actually 350, and then I was like I had to ask the investor like, can you help me like renegotiate? And he was able to get him from 240 to 200, and we sold it at 240.
Okay. So did the investor renegotiate for you? Is that why?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, next time let me help you out, dude.
Because I'm
Uh,
gonna say something else. Like I had another deal, and it was a this deal was a pre like I was door knocking Zillow pre foreclosures, and it was like right here by my house. And I got in contact with the lady, and like she like nobody had reached out to her, and like there was no electricity in the property. The water was gonna get shut off. It had a reverse mortgage. It was gonna be in pre foreclosure, and I got there in the right time. But I didn't want to partner with the guy who took 70% because I knew I had a deal and he was gonna take 70% again. But then I don't know what happened. Like some other investors had like knocked the door like a week later, and I was just pretty much struggling because I didn't really know also what to do like in that scenario with the pre-foreclosure because she was not on the deed or nothing. Like it was her
So
parents.
Alex, so first and foremost, man, like you are a welcome member in our community, right? So I mean, are you in the Discord at all?
Yeah, I'm in the Discord.
Why don't you just ask anyone? You know we're here to help you, dude, right?
I know. I don't. I know.
Don't
I
feel
that's
scared
what
to ask.
that's what I know because I've been watching for like a year or a little over a year, but I've never
Yeah.
hopped in one-on-one. But I was like, you know what? I honestly,
Am I scary? Am I gonna bite you? Like, dude, I just want to help you, dude. I
no,
want to help
no.
you win. So, okay. So let's unpack a lot of this. You're scared of what to say on a pre-foreclosure. So they're not paying their mortgage. And so the real question is, first and foremost, is there an auction date set? If not, then let me help you out. And let me write up an agreement to go buy the house. We'll bring it to title and try to buy it. Cool part about California is, as much as the state's insane, you can pretty much stop an auction the day literally of. It's insane.
Okay.
California's crazy how they let that happen, but that's just my opinion, whatever. So pre-foreclosures are amazing go after. The problem in San Bernardino and anywhere in the Inland Empire, it's just very saturated. And
Yeah.
so I would just be doing government list on top of pre-foreclosure stuff like that.
Mhm.
I mean, were you cold calling to get these leads?
No, I was just cold calling, and I feel like that was like because I was cold calling when I first started, and I feel like hadn't get no much success from it.
Okay.
So that's when I just like bit the bullet, and I was like, I'm just gonna go all in on door knocking, and then that's how I found the deal.
Door knock. Okay, so bro, you're telling me you're scared, but you'll door knock. That's like the ballsiest, bravest thing you can do.
I know. I just had to face my fear, to be honest. And I feel like because I door knocked like 1,000, and I figured if I door knock 1,000, I should get a deal, and I did get a deal. But then I did another 1,000, and I didn't get a deal. I only got like a hot lead, but I don't really know if like she told me, oh, I want to sell off market, but like I go and she doesn't even talk about selling her house really when I follow up with her.
Can you, if you've done 1,000 of those, I mean, I think you can cold call 1,000 sellers.
No, most definitely. I feel like I can because I have a dialer, but I don't know. I feel like I don't really get because I feel like so much people are also calling too.
Okay. Then why don't you text?
Because I know you told me you talk about like sending 5 texts an hour or like 10 texts an hour from like your Google Voice and then your personal cell.
What dialer do you got?
Enzo,
Okay. And how much is that per month?
that one's 180.
You're spending $180 on a month on a dialer you don't even use.
Yeah, but I'm gonna end it now because I don't.
No,
use it.
I'm not telling you to end it because
Okay.
those guys are. I don't. Hey, I didn't say anything mean. I'm just saying you're spending $180 on something you don't even use.
I have X leads though, too. So, but I use X leads.
One of X leads is so you don't have all these other crazy dialers. But okay, so I'm not even telling you to go use a dialer, man. Like, I would just tell you this: if you're spending $180 with another dialer, right? You could go out here and just. This is absolutely insane. You know how many texts you can send with $180 on X leads?
How much?
Guess.
Maybe like 10,000.
21,000.
Okay, that would probably be better because I was thinking like because I already
See, here's the thing. Would you rather send 21,000 texts on X leads, or would you rather do $180 and send that towards texting? Now I heard good stuff about Enzo Dialer. I've literally never used it,
It's
but
a good
I
dialer.
feel like sending 21,000 texts would be a lot easier.
Me too. I didn't know that though, so I'm gonna have to do that. I guess sounds better.
Yep.
All right,
About
that's
$8 per thousand, I believe. $8.70 per thousand. So
okay.
if you're using that dialer, go keep it. But if you're not using the dialer, just try texting. It seems like you don't want to be on the phone. So just try texting.
All right, yeah, that definitely.
Don't be using all these bloated softwares, man. I mean, I would just be using one software and start texting, man.
Okay, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So how many texts?
20,000.
20,000. Let me know how it goes.
Okay, well, for sure I
And
will.
so do you have any questions talking these? Like, I generally don't know what the hiccup is talking to a pre-foreclosure lead. So Do you have any other like hesitations in your mind why you can't get a deal? It seems like there's a belief issue. And what's driving me crazy with you, Alex, is you've already closed the deal, dude. So why do you have any fear or belief issues of closing? Because you've already closed the deal.
When I cold called, like after I closed the deal, like I felt much more confident on the phones. Like when a seller would give me like an objection, like I would just kind of be like, well, I know what I'm doing, so I did a deal. So honestly, for that deal, it was just that I was, because it was a reverse mortgage, and I think it was like joint tenants or tenants in common, one of those. And actually, I have the thing right here, the paper.
Alex, are you talking to these sellers in person?
Yeah, that's what I like too, because I feel like I could build better rapport. Like for the deal that I did, like I built like really good rapport with the lady. So
Let me ask you
she,
a question, Alex. Do you look at sellers in the eye when they're talking?
yeah, I do.
Okay, because when you're talking to me, you're like looking all over the place, and that is a subtle clue of nervousness and no confidence. Not saying you're doing that now, but I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know when you talk to sellers, make sure you keep it a very, very clear focus. Go stare at them straight in their eyes, not like a creep, but just FYI.
Yeah, I get.
You need to be speaking to me with confidence, man. You're not speaking with confidence, and I know this sounds stupid, but if you do it with me right here with confidence, I know you're nervous, right? You've been watching me for years, and you're finally talking to me, which is your fault. You're more than invited to talk to me every single week. I don't bite. All right. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
So practice having confidence in all things you do.
Mm-hmm.
And door knocking, you're a complete like gangster at. Now we got to get back on that with the phones and the offers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I truly don't know an objection that's going to stop you. Oh, I don't own the house. Okay, well, who owns the house? Let's get an agreement done with them. Oh, they're dead? Well, if you're the heir, we can sign here, bring it to the title company. You have
Okay.
to be a person that will never take an excuse for the reason you can't get a deal.
Okay, for that one, because the pre-foreclosure deal, it was just that one. It was because like I knew she was an heir. It was her and her brother, but they also had like step siblings, and they live like I can't remember where she said, but
Mhm.
because I was like they're also in like like to get some of the proceeds, they're entitled to get some of the proceeds as well. So I was like I wanted to figure out who was the people that I have to speak with, and then like, but then I just gotta like
Alex,
kind of.
have you ever heard the quote, hesitation gets you killed?
No, but I mean, it does make sense.
You just it's better just to what about the saying it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission?
No, I've never heard that slang.
How old are you, Alex?
I'm 20. I
Okay.
turned 20 this year.
Okay. So you're younger. So you never heard the old man saying because I'm an old man. But hear this old man's advice. It's better just to have confidence with it. Literally, if I heard that, like, well, what we're going to do is we're going to sign an agreement because I believe you're the personal representative. And then from there, we're going to send this to the title and we're going to see what they say. Because to get them back to sign a contract is so much harder.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get with that. And if they were not like the ones that are like, or one of the decision makers, the title would just be like, oh, well, they're not like,
Yeah, we got to change it. Okay. Well, we'll go change it.
yeah. Okay. I get
Better
that.
to at least have a signed contract than no contract. Trust me.
Yeah. That probably was my issue. Cause then I was like, and then when I went back to her, she was like, yeah, I just signed. And I was like, damn it. So,
And here's the thing, Alex. It's not even about if it's legally right or not. It's not a good quote to say. But at least if it's not right and you have to change it, at least in the seller's mind, they sign an agreement. So they're locked in mentally too.
okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll definitely do that 20,000 texts. That sounds better.
All right, Alex. Let
All
me know
right,
if you need any help. All right.
of course. All right, you have a good one.
There we go. Appreciate it, Alex. Appreciate Alex coming on. Congrats on the deal. Amber says, when I JB with Zach and Rick, his team told me that what I had to say and I needed to renegotiate my deal twice. It worked because I offered too much. There you go, Amber. And I did not take 70% of Amber's money. I guarantee it was 50% at most. Lord. Alex is going to be one of those dudes that make it big in the biz. If he could take his confidence and magically believe in himself, which I know he can, he 100% can. Ralph is another guy that JVs with people, and I guarantee Ralph ain't stealing 70% of that dang deal. Lord. Man. Who takes 70%, dude? Oh. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
How are you, man?
I'm doing well, sir. Yourself?
Awesome. Dude, every day above ground is an amazing day, man. What's up? How can I help you out?
Yes, sir. Just wanted to first and foremost give you props, man. You and Rick are doing a phenomenal job, in my opinion. I'm
Appreciate it.
extremely grateful for you guys. I think it's phenomenal what you guys are doing.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
I was
Well, what's your
asking you
name?
about. My name is Ariel.
Ariel?
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you, man.
It's a pleasure, sir.
All right. Sorry. All right. So what's going on?
Yeah, I was asking you about Lee County, not Lee County, but Lehigh
Uh,
Acres in
okay.
Pacific, because I'm in Fort Myers and I'm just trying to get some driving for dollars going, some reverse driving for dollars, and was trying to figure that out. But
Hmm.
I'm guessing I'm probably just gonna have to drive over there in the east side and pick a market out there and just pick 2 days out of the week and just go drive for dollars over there. What you think?
No. Okay. The problem with Fort Myers, man, is all the buyers are still like freaked out over that hurricane, and they're like 40% ARV. I've seen them at like 50. Like the buyers are still insane out there on the West Coast, and they're spooked because hurricane season is about to pop up again. The buyers there are really tough right now. Anywhere from Fort Myers to Sarasota is just a mess. And so I'd pick virtual. Like I'm talking Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee. Like that's why I'm talking virtual. I think driving for dollars is gonna be not the best idea, man. I mean, yeah, nah. I'd go virtual, and I say that with a heavy heart, as someone that loves in-person wholesaling. It's just not the right move right now.
Absolutely. I'm definitely I got some virtual markets as well. I'm doing Georgia, I'm doing Macon,
I like
Augusta,
Macon.
and Columbus, and I'm also doing Oklahoma City.
Columbus, where?
Columbus, Georgia.
Okay, amazing markets, man. Here's the thing with you, Ariel, man. I think if you put 20 hours a week into Columbus, Georgia, with the boots on the ground JV partners that the whole community has in there. I mean, I think Luca is probably the best guy in there. He's going to be just way, way better than doing 20 hours in Fort Myers. And I wish I could tell you something different, but I just, the JVs I've tried, like, it's just not the best, man.
Yeah, here's the thing, man.
Sucks.
I've been calling, like I do. So for the month of July, I've been slacking. I had to reset myself and just regroup. But prior to that, I started off in January, mid-January. I was doing minimum 300 calls per day on a single $9 with the Mojo, and then I increased it 2 months in to 600 minimum, and that was up until probably June. And I was doing minimum 600, but I was probably doing 700 to 800, probably 5 to 4 days out of the week. Now I couldn't get a deal. I got a couple good negotiations going. I hollered at Luca. Luca's a good guy, man. I appreciate him. He always shows love. I reached out to him with a couple deals. It didn't pencil. It didn't work out. But you know, I'm still pushing, brother. And I'm just trying to figure out different ways to get more marketing. I just purchased X leads, so
There
I'm
we
trying
go.
to get the AP2 together so I can start texting as well.
Yeah, we're just dropped a ATP workshop. We're about to go. It kind of sucks you still have to wait a month, but the new update we're going to bring, it's just going to be included with any subscription you got. It's going to help with that a lot too. I'd work with the X Leads billing team. Just do billing at xleads.com. They'll help you with any questions you got. Make sure you don't do it alone. But the A2P should be actually pretty simple to do now. We're getting way better at it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for
All
your
right.
time, brother.
Dude, we're gotten to nowhere though. Like, so how are we going to get a deal, man? Right? I think your biggest problem is like you have like 6 markets you just named. I think you got to focus on 2.
Okay.
I mean, I think you just got to focus on 2 markets. So you got to figure out which ones you want to do, and figure that out. I mean, if you want to go in person still, and your best chance is try to find the buyers first, and then reverse engineer anything beyond that, because there you can do deals over there. You just need to focus on the buyers first in Fort Myers, that area, and then try there. So I would still try local, but then I'd do Columbus, Georgia. Those would be the 2 I'd probably say. Macon's also good, maybe 3 if you want to push it. But that's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be doing anything else. I'd just be focusing on those.
Gotcha. Yeah. I just feel like it's not enough data for me to because I'm really putting in pain. I'm doing at least 4 to 6 hours a day calling, so I need a lot of data, and I just feel like just reaching out to one market is I don't have enough.
Dude, just pull the high equities. You'll be good.
Right,
Cool.
makes sense.
Anything? I mean, high equities. Make sure they owned it for 3 years, right? Make sure it's in the certain parameters that we teach. But just do a high equity list. You'll be fine.
Sounds good, brother. Thank you for your time,
All
man.
right.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Ariel. Appreciate it,
Yes,
man.
sir. Bye-bye.
There we go. James, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty much going all in wholesaling. I just lost my job on Monday, so I
Oh,
figured
geez.
now's the best time to push through. I've been
There you
following
go.
y'all for a while, so I'm just like, might as well put it to this test. I'm currently talking with a seller. He's very short on the phone though. Like he has 3 properties he needs to
I
sell,
love those. I love those sellers.
but he has cancer, so he's trying to sell his properties. But he currently has a tenant that he's trying to evict, and I don't know how to go about that one.
Okay. So the tenant has cancer or the seller?
The seller has cancer. The tenant is just a bad tenant. The house is a heavy rehab. He's destroyed it.
Oh, geez. Hey, I like motivation though. So, all right. So let's just do one deal at a time here. What area is this in?
Evansville, Indiana.
It's money. I like that. Okay. So, I mean, I guess my question is, what do you need help with specifically? Because I mean, we want to get this thing locked up. Or do you live in the area?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, the best thing you can. I know the guy's got cancer, so obviously we need to help him out, whatever situation he's in. Like, I mean, best case, you meet the guy at the property and you walk it through, and then meet a secondary location, lock up a deal. I mean, that'd be number one priority. I mean, can you make that happen?
I should be able to. He's just, every time I call and get contact with him, he's 5 minutes on the phone, 10 at max. He's real short.
So let's do this. Hey, I'm ready to make it. I'm ready to go buy this house. Are you ready to make a decision on selling it if we go look at it? Are you okay tomorrow, 3 p.m.? Yeah, sure. Okay, see you at 3. Go there and then see the house, do the walkthrough, and write up an agreement to buy it and make it short and sweet. If you can go in person, it'll go way further.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, the in-person, because he's an older gentleman. He sounds about 70, 80 on the phone. He's pretty old, so usually in person does a lot better than over the phone.
Oh, yeah. And then usually those short people, once you get in front of them, they're a lot sweeter.
Yeah, well, most people that are that age thinks everyone's a scammer.
That's why you meet the guy in person and just have a legit title company already, even a buyer if you want to. Meet him at the house, write the agreement, go from there. And then let's get this one closed, and then we can go do the other ones to let you know that I'm legitimate.
That's what was my attack plan anyway, is to focus on one, then knock out the other 2.
Yeah, and this one seems like the most problematic property. I mean, is this month to month, this tenant?
No, he was leased.
How long?
That I don't know, but he's already started the eviction process because he has destroyed the property. I don't think he's been paying his rent, so.
I mean, between you and me, your number one priority is to get a contract, and then you can hop back on here and we can talk about strategy. But I would probably get the guy cash for keys, which I don't know if you're too familiar with that strategy, but you offer the guy $1,000 to get out of the house. Now you give it to him at closing, and he gets out of the house. And then you can sell it for a lot higher. And then you can walk through an empty house. Some people don't want to do that. I mean, Indiana is a pretty easy state to evict somebody. So I don't really see too much of an issue on that. I mean, evictions aren't going to be that bad in Indiana, right? So it should be pretty simple with the laws. If this is Illinois, it'd be a whole different story, dude.
Yeah, I just moved to Indiana from Kentucky. So Kentucky is a little bit more difficult, but Indiana seems that evictions are pretty easy to do.
Yeah, so that eviction process shouldn't be too difficult. So I would go out here and just meet the guy, lock up the deal, and from there, go get a buyer through, get it sold. Evansville, pretty big buyer base there. So I don't think you're going to struggle at all.
Yeah, I'm currently JVing with a person in the Discord called Stanley. I think that's his name, Stanley, and yeah, I do believe that was his name.
There we go. Is he Stanley's Romanian guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Stanley. He came up to me at the gym once. He's funny. He said, "You're a lot taller than I thought." I'm like, "What is that supposed to mean?" Love Stanley. It's just funny. It's the first words he tells me. It's so funny. But Stanley's a good guy. He's JV. He's legit. So he's a good guy too. But let's just lock up the deal, man. That is our number one priority right now.
Yeah, I locked up one in Evansville. It was a single bedroom, 1 bath, but I locked it up for too much. I got it under contract for 15 grand, but it needed 60 grand to rehab. The ARV for those is about 70, so that was my fault.
Oh man. Let's try to lowball the guy. I mean, it's a big pain in the butt. But let's try to lock it up and try to find a buyer, but make sure it's a really good price. So let's just focus on that first. I don't think there's much else to talk about. We just got to get a deal locked up, right?
Yeah, it'll be my first deal. I've got a couple contracts signed because I have been following you for a while, but they've all fell through for different reasons. So I went through school and everything like that, the course, both cases, the new one and the old one. So I've been up to date. It's just I hadn't had time to push through because I work 12-hour shifts and I run my own mobile mechanic business in Evansville, currently dialing back on that, canceling my customer base to focus more on this.
Okay. Well, first step's getting the deal, man. So let's go out here and meet with the guy, hopefully Tuesday, and let's go get a deal.
Alrighty, I appreciate it, Zach.
All right, James, and let me know this week. Come back Thursday if there's a situation. Rex should be on Tuesday if there's a problem there too, all right?
Alrighty, I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, James. Let's get a deal locked up. All right. Thanks, man. There we go. All right, guys. So if you want to learn wholesaling real estate for free, make sure to go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course and community. And like always, smash that like button, subscribe if you got any value from here, and I'll talk to you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. See you soon.